Hi, everybody. This is Jen. I know at the start of my last live, I had a weird sound glitch. So please let me know right away if that's happening again, because I'm still trying to figure out the best settings. So can you hear me clearly? Please let me know. Also, as I'm waiting to hear confirmation, I am going to just give a shout out to Angel, who is behind the Altenew badge once again with me today. So she'll be popping in things into the chat and adding links and anything that you guys might need as you go through and watch the live. Oh, good. Sue hears me fine. Yes, good. Thank you, everybody. Woo! All right, that's good, because I was worried we were going to have an issue like last time with some sound problems, but it looks like my settings from last time saved, and we are all good there. Yay! Okay, so welcome back, or welcome to our challenge live. I'm so excited. This is Creative Challenges with Jen, and I am Jen. I'm one of the co-founders of Altenew. And I am so excited to be doing this new live segment with you guys every week. So basically what's going to happen is there's going to be a new challenge each week, and I encourage you to play along and join us for the challenges. And I'm going to be featuring a different project every week as well. And one thing I didn't mention last week is the winner gets a prize. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it. I had a whole list of things that I needed to mention. If you guys watched that one, you know, it was a little chaotic because it was my first time being back live after a very long hiatus. So it did slip my mind to mention that. However, we are offering, in addition to the $15 gift certificate that is always offered during our lives, if you share our video while you're live, you're entering, or while we're live, you're entered into that. But also, if you play along and your project gets featured, then you also win $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store. So I really do hope that that encourages you to get crafty and maybe find something to be inspired by during our weekly challenges. Now, last week, I made this card here. So what we did was watercolor, and I watercolored on some plain watercolor paper and then die cut the flowers. And then I added a sentiment and the leaves, and we had a mystery embellishment. So the mystery embellishment was pulled via like grab bag style. And I ended up getting enamel dots, and I chose to put on these little gray enamel stars that you see. So now I want to show you the project that I selected to be featured. Now this is going to be my first time doing a screen share. So I'm hoping that it happens correctly here. So let's see. If not, I will just announce the winner, but I do want to show the card because it's really cool. Everybody who played along did a really amazing job as well, by the way. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I did it, I think. Okay. So hopefully you all can see what I'm sharing on my screen right here. So the challenge winner for last week, which was our challenge to use watercolor and the mystery embellishment of enamel dots, this is Sunshine Michelle. So I thought your card was really cool. I love that it's completely different from my card. Mine was kind of bold and punchy, and yours is really soft and elegant. And I was really drawn to that really beautiful, soft watercolor in the background of the die cuts. And it was just a really pleasing to the eye card. I really like this project a lot. Everyone, like I said, did a fantastic job. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen there. And congratulations to you, Sunshine Michelle. So definitely send over an email to winner@altenew.com and let them know that you won for the first challenge at Jen's Creative Challenges with Jen. So I'm really excited. And like I said, every project was really fabulous. I was inspired when I was checking out everything that you guys have created. So if you find anything to be inspired by today and you want to join in on our challenge, please make sure to join with the hashtag Altenew Challenge Live. And I will check out those projects, and you might be the one featured next week. And as I said last time, I am a firm believer in feeling accomplished whether or not you finished a project. So maybe different than other challenges, I will be accepting works in progress. So if you get started and then you hit a mental block, trust me, I've been there. Go ahead and submit it anyway. I would love to see it, and you might get selected to be featured. So don't worry about finishing a project. This should be no stress, just a really fun way for us all to craft together. All right, so glad that we were able to announce that winner. And now I'm going to get into today's challenge. Now, today's challenge actually scares me. Actually, they all kind of scare me. I have like a fear of the unknown. And anytime there's a challenge element and you're working live, you don't know what's going to happen. So for this one, I'm calling it the Emoji Muse Challenge. And what I'm going to ask you guys to do is pop in the comments an emoji. Okay, each person can put one emoji. Don't go put like 10 emojis in. And I'm going to choose one or maybe more of the emojis to inspire my project today. And it could be based on the theme, like visually. Like, so if you did an emoji of like a flag, maybe I could put a flag in my project. Or if your emoji included certain colors, maybe those colors I'd want to incorporate. So go ahead now and pop in some emojis in the comments. Go ahead. And I'm really curious and scared to see what we get. And we're going to see if that could be a basis for my project and what I'm going to create. And if you would like to play along, you'll get the same emoji prompt. Okay. So right now I'm seeing Carrie is giving me beautiful, beautiful. I don't know why I said beautiful. A cute little face with the hearts around. Sue gave a maple leaf. Cece a bouquet of flowers. Terry sent in a palm tree. Mitch is giving us bows and hearts. Shamara is giving a butterfly. Ooh, Angel's giving a high heel. Teresa, fish, orange, wide eyes. Amy Moore has a water splash. Oh, we got a bird, a butterfly. All right. You know what I might do? Since 2 people picked butterfly, I'm going to go with butterfly. Okay. So we got 2 butterflies, and that's what we're going with. Oh, a magnet. That is such a great idea. Let's see if I can also incorporate maybe 1 or 2 more of these as we go along, but we'll start with butterflies. And you'll have to give me a second because I have to go through some of my supplies. But I actually do know exactly where a butterfly set is. I was organizing a big, like multiple boxes of stuff. Like, you guys have got to see how disastrous this is. I almost don't want to share because it's really embarrassing. But like boxes and boxes of Altenew goodies. So I was going through those, and I know that I have a pile with butterfly. So I will be grabbing that right now. So as I do that, you guys can keep putting in some extra emojis. Like I said, I'll see if I can incorporate some more. And I know that it was in this pile because I just saw it. So let me flip you guys down. I'll go through some of these products here so we can find it. And just flipping down to the other camera. There we go. Okay. So here is the stack that I know it's in. Oh, I also might grab this actually, because someone put in a maple leaf, and this is the Zero Waste Autumn Leaves die. This might be fun to use. The reason why I know it was in this pile is because here's the paint and stamp flowers, and we also sell a paint and stamp butterflies, and I know that's in here, so I'm going to grab that. Amaryllis, beautiful. Oh gosh, it's right here. Ah, perfect. All right, so we've got products picked. And like I said, we've got the butterflies. I'll see if I can incorporate those maple leaves. Ooh, there's a gift box, a violin. Oh, I love that. Nancy, I play viola and also violin. So I definitely can connect with that emoji. A sun, a snowman, another bow. Okay, we've had a couple of bows. Maybe I can incorporate a bow. We shall see. A person swimming. All right, this is tough. Geraldine says, I'm not a butterfly person. I like dragonflies, though. All right, let's do this, guys. We're going to go with flying insects. Okay, so if you're into like bumblebees, that's fine. If you're into dragonflies, if you're into butterflies. So let's say this challenge is going to be incorporating leaves and flying insects. Okay, leaves and flying insects. So that's our challenge. And I'm really excited to see where this goes. And I also pre-planned today that I was going to use some artist markers. So we have our Altenew Artist Markers. I have a whole bunch here. They're not organized because, again, I'm still working on my craft room organization. This is going to be the story of my life for the next like few months. Okay, it is taking me a long time. And I talked about it last week, and here we are again, still organizing. So I just grabbed a whole bunch of these. So we'll see how I incorporate this. You do not need to use alcohol markers on your project. The only prompt for this project is leaves and flying insects. Okay, so I'm excited to get started. So let's see where this project takes us. And it is pretty cool, I think, to show a different way to use the Stamp and Paint series. You don't have to be painting. And I want to see some fun ways that we could use the markers to get a different effect. All right, so let's pull over a piece of cardstock. I'm going to call this my practice cardstock because I don't know exactly how I'm going to make these butterflies, and I want an opportunity to practice. Now, in this Paint and Stamp butterfly set, we have 2 levels. I'm going to call it 2 levels. So level 1 is for people who are a little bit nervous to freehand something, right? Freehand painting, you're like, I'm not so sure, I need some guidelines. And we have kind of sketched outlines of butterfly wings. Now, level 2 is when you're feeling more confident and more, ready to take on a bigger challenge. So we have just the bodies. So what you would do is paint or draw the butterfly bodies, the butterfly wings, and then stamp the bodies on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to figure out some cool ways to make some, maybe, I don't know if I want to make the butterfly wings like really detailed or kind of more whimsical, more impressionist. I think I might go with that. But again, that's why we have some practice cardstock, because I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. So let's pull out some colors of markers. I'm really excited to see how you guys incorporate this theme. I think it'll be really fun to see additional flying insects. Other than bees, dragonflies, and butterflies, what are other flying insects that you might have stamps or dies for? That's what I'm curious about. All right, I'm going to do some like purples and then some like pool type colors. I think that would look pretty together. Not really sure, as always. Okay, I think these would be great. So I grabbed soft lilac, purple wide, midnight violet, deep iris, lagoon, emerald, volcano lake. Oh, that's right, Tracy, the moth set. And those were designed by Lydia, if you didn't know. The moth series, there's like stamp set and hot foil plate and different things with the moths. Ladybugs, you're right, Amy. So if you like ladybugs. I saw someone put birds. Unfortunately, birds are not an insect. We're just going to do flying insects. So at worst, if you don't have any products with flying insects, you can get out a pen and you can draw something. Remember, we're not going to be limited by our supplies. All right, so here are some thoughts I have. I want to use the brush end of the markers and see if I can kind of make some painterly-esque strokes that give the impression of butterfly wings. And if you also need inspiration, even if you're not painting, you can use the inspiration in the guide that we have. Okay, so the Paint and Stamp series wants to help teach you to be more comfortable with freehand. So there are little like step-by-steps of things that you can do. Oh my gosh, look at this. I picked the same colors as this butterfly right here. Oh, okay, perfect. Well, maybe I'll use it as my inspiration here. See if I could make a butterfly like that. All right, so let's see how this goes. We're going to start maybe with a lighter color. So I'll use the volcano lake. Annette says, today is my day. Traditional colors are purple, gold, and green, but there's also a lot of turquoise and lavender. I'm glad that those are the colors you resonate with and that we're using them today. Yeah, so I'm just going to look over here at this butterfly and see what I can do. So I'm just making some lines going out, just starting here at the center. And then I'm going to take the lilac and see if I can kind of make, not really a blend, because they're not going to blend very well because they're completely different colors. But if I can get maybe some kind of two-toned effect here that might resemble a wing. So I'm going to go here. Now, what's fun is that it doesn't really matter what your shapes look like. They could just be blobs. Once you put a butterfly body on it, it's going to look like a butterfly. So that's kind of the magic of these stamps. And we are releasing more in this series. We had some people asking us recently if we were going to do more paint and stamp, and we definitely are. So don't worry if you haven't seen them in a while. They are making a comeback. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and do some more blending. But again, I wanted this to be like an impressionistic, kind of abstract butterfly, just because while I'm live, I don't think I have it in me to like make a realistic butterfly, because that would take me like so long. Whenever I want to make something that looks realistic, I take my time just because I really want every detail to be accurate. And I don't think you guys want this live to be like 3 hours long, or maybe you do. And I don't think I do, or I don't think my husband does while he's watching my son downstairs or watching our son. I don't know, I said my son. Okay, so as I continue rambling, I'm just playing around with the different colors and seeing what kind of look I can get. I think that's kind of cool. Now let me add some more wings, and then we'll stamp a body on it and see if that's the look we're going for. Remember, this is practice, but if it comes out good, I could always cut it out and use it on my project. So I'm going to do some darker in the background to look like another wing. So maybe right here. And then back here. Kind of reminds me of a bird right now. Sorry, it's not zoomed in. I was having trouble with my camera getting it to focus. So if I pull it up, it's a little blurry, but you could kind of see where I'm headed right now. And then I'll add some more here. This is the emerald. And I'm just keeping everything very loose. That's the style that we are going for. Just something really fun and whimsical. All right, so you might say, Jen, you just made some blobs. That really doesn't look like anything. I know, but it will once we add our body. Okay, I'll go back in with some Midnight Violet. Yeah, I think that looks good. This is actually pretty cool looking. Okay, so now let's pick out one of the bodies. Just like this. That might be too large of a body. Yeah, we'll do the smaller body right here. And for small stamps, you guys know I like to use my stamp block instead of our stamp wheel. I love the stamp wheel, but for little tiny things, I just feel like I'm in more control when I have an acrylic block in my hand. Okay, so here is when it comes to life, right? We got blobs. This is all it is right now is blobs. And now I'm going to stamp this down. Now we have a butterfly, right? Isn't that crazy? That's it. I'm keeping this butterfly. I like how it came out. I'm going to cut it out and use it on my card. But let's do another one. So I think I'm going to stick with similar colors because I also need to figure out how to bring the leaves into it. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll do some ink blending onto white cardstock for the leaves. just because I don't want them to compete too much with the butterflies that we'll be creating. But yeah, let's do another butterfly. Let's do a bigger one. Maybe just one going the other direction. So I grabbed another body and I'm going to place that on my block just so I can figure out scale-wise what we're looking at. And I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to grab some of the markers and make a butterfly or make some wings. It's really easy and it's really fun. I hope you guys do try out some stamps from our paint and stamp series, again, especially as we release more of them, because I think you'll see that creatively there's so much that you can do that maybe you wouldn't feel comfortable doing otherwise, right? Like if I said, hey, go ahead and draw a butterfly with your markers, you might be like, oh, hold on, I'm a little nervous to do that. But when you have the tools to help you like this, it's not as scary. Angelique says the colors are beautiful and so dreamy. I agree. I definitely like how these colors are looking together. So I'm just going to pretty much copy the butterfly I did before. I'm going to do a little more purple on this large wing. And then I'm just facing it the other way so I can use the other body. Now, while I'm doing this, anyone who's popped in and missed the beginning here, just want to let you know that we are doing a new creative challenge. And this one is to use any products to create a project that has leaves and an insect with wings. And we already talked, if you're not sure about what insects, there's a whole list that people put in the comments of different insects for inspiration. And if you join us with hashtag Altenew Challenge Live, you might be a lucky winner, just like Sunshine Michelle was our winner this week for her beautiful project that she created. And yeah, like I did before, I don't want to do too much blending, but I do want to do a little bit so that the colors aren't too starkly different. So just kind of adding that blending. Okay, so that is the central wing. And then let me add the wings in behind. So we'll go back to my Midnight Violet. Tracy says, Jen, I would love a runway class too. Maybe an Oscars version. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Did you guys check out all of the Oscars fashion? There were some strong hits and some terrible misses, in my opinion. Oh my gosh. I don't know where to start. I could like go into a whole rant on some people's choices, not because like it's bad fashion. Fashion is subjective, right? But just some interesting choices for different people's personalities. Like I just saw some things that I was surprised by. But yeah, I'm not going to go into it now, but there were some beautiful, beautiful outfits that we saw on the red carpet for the Oscars. So that's actually a really cool idea. And for those of you who don't know, I used to host a challenge called the Runway Inspired Challenge. And we would take inspiration from high fashion and from New York Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week and create projects based on that. And I really, really loved hosting that challenge. It was really, really fun. Okay, I'm just going back and forth and kind of darkening this area. Just like that. And then I'll add a bit more. I think I need to make this wing a little bit bigger. So let's curl that up. Okay. Remember, these blobs will turn into a butterfly once you stamp the body. Just like last week when we were doing the watercolor for our galaxy. And I was like, look, right now it's kind of a mess, but once you put stars on it, people will know it's a galaxy. And that is how it works. Your eye will see what it wants to see. It just needs some direction. So, right, once you have a body and wings, you know it's a butterfly. Once you see colorful shapes and beautiful things mix them all together, and then you add white splatter on it, you know it's a galaxy. Okay, so we're just kind of wrapping this up here. Again, trying to keep it loose, just like that. And then we're going to stamp that other body on it. I think I need to go a little bit bigger. Just trying to make sure the scale matches with what I've got here. Okay, a little bit more of the volcano lake. And I think we can stamp the body now. Tracy, trust the process. 100%. Okay, cute. There's an area that I didn't quite match up with my butterfly. I'm okay with there being a little white space. Again, I'm not going for realism. However, if that bothers you, you could definitely go back in and fill in the gap. You can see it here. There's a little gap. Not too worried about it. Okay, so let's put the stamp away and let's fussy cut these out. There is a die set that coordinates with this stamp set. However, it just does the bodies themselves because, again, you can't really have a die cut for the wings when you're adding the wings by hand because we wouldn't know how big or what shape to make the wings when you're doing it yourself. So I'm just going to do some quick fussy cutting, and then we're going to think about how we're going to get the leaves into this project. Okay, thank you so much. Some of you guys are saying I did a great job. I really appreciate that. So I'm just taking scissors and cutting around the butterfly wings, leaving a slight white border, just as you would for a die cut. It makes it easier to fussy cut. Okay, so I did say I wanted to maybe do some ink blending for my leaves. So what I'll do is I'll take a white panel and I'll die cut that whole zero waste die. Now, the reason why we call it zero waste is because you can use the negative background and then you can also use the positive fallout pieces on your project. Here's one butterfly. And now we'll do butterfly number 2. Thank you, Angel, for popping in the link to the fine blade scissors that I'm using here to fussy cut. Okay, so when I cut, I tend to use my left hand. I'm a right-handed person, so the left hand is my non-dominant hand. I use that hand to manipulate the cardstock while my right hand pretty much just opens and closes the scissors. And now that these are cut out, you'll see that butterfly shape even better. Now, if you are just tuning in, please share this video while we're live, because if you do, you will have an opportunity to win a $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store. And don't forget, if you play along and use our hashtag Altenew Challenge Live with a project or work in progress of a project that uses leaves and flying insects, you may also win and be featured next week. All right, so here are my little whimsical butterflies. And let's put those over here while we get out the die that we're going to cut our leaves from. Okay, so we'll scoot markers over. I'm going to leave them out just in case I decide I want to add some more to my project later. Not really sure, but we'll leave them there. And here is the Zero Waste Autumn Leaves set. I'll also leave the butterfly set out because maybe I'll use some of those sentiments. Oh, thank you, Amy, for sharing and liking. Okay, so here is the zero waste die, just like that. And I'll grab another piece of cardstock and I'll just get my die cutting sandwich ready. I keep thinking, what other colors do I want to bring in? And I think I want to do definitely some green tones, but maybe like minty green to kind of tie in with the volcano lake, something that maybe looks in a similar color family. We have these cooler tones. Yeah, let me think about it. I told you, this is why it's always a little bit nerve-wracking to do a challenge live, right? Because it's not a pre-planned project, just kind of going with the flow here. All right, so I just have a little bit of our satin masking tape that I'm going to use to adhere this down so I know it's not shifting around while I die cut. And then I'm going to pop this onto my cutting sandwich and I will run that through my die cut machine. I will be right back. Okay, and it's on its way out. And let's see what we've got here. So nice. I love it. All of these little pieces, like I said, you can use these or you can use the background. So I'll finish popping these out. Okay, we got a bunch of little dots too. You could use those for confetti or little accents, or you could just throw those out. Those are itty bitty. A few more leaves. I don't want to lose track of all of them. They look so pretty, even just in a little pile like that. Okay, some branches that didn't pop out. Tina, thank you. She says she loves seeing Jen on Tuesdays. I'm glad that I have a regularly scheduled live to craft with everybody. Because another thing I found out by being a new mom is your priorities and your wants and needs come last. So in the past, where I would just kind of say, hey, I feel like crafting today, I don't always have the luxury to do that. So I'm happy to spend that time with my son. I'm happy to do what he needs to do, but it's also nice to do something for me every once in a while. So I'm glad that I have this scheduled time set aside that I can go ahead and craft with everybody. All right, so let's bring in one more card panel. So this will be the one we assemble the project on. Let's scoot these aside for now. Let's see what kind of look we might be going for. So we've got the butterflies. I love them. And the other emoji selected was leaves. Like I could do maybe like a swag. Kind of like that, like a little partial wreath at the bottom with the butterflies floating on top. That might be nice. Something like this. Of course, you can't see it. I'm looking at it's white on white. When I ink blend them, you'll be able to see a lot better. Okay. I think that'll be good. Let's go with that. All right, that's the plan. Okay, and I'm just going to get my trusty stamp wheel and I'll do my ink blending on the sticky mat. Let's pop these on. And yeah, I think if I do some greens and blues kind of together, it'll coordinate well with the butterflies. I'm not sure if I'll use these little leaves, but let's stick them on anyway and blend them just in case. Just in case. Okay, so we've got that. And let me grab some mini ink blending tools. I love these brushes so much. The mini is my favorite. Go ahead in the comments and let me know what your favorite ink blending brush is, but I am a mini girl through and through. These are for sure my favorites. And I'm going in the drawer next to me to grab some ink to use. And Tracy says she's living on zero waste dyes. And insect zero waste, but pretty insects. I love that idea. That is spectacular. I hope she wouldn't mind me sharing it, but Tasneem is not a fan of insects and like creepy crawlies. So I don't know if that'd be one of her favorites, but. All right, so I grabbed our pool ink. Let's see. I think I'll also get out kind of a mossy color. Which one? Yeah, I'll do Mossy Meadow. Carrie likes the minis. Tina likes the minis, but the large one is great for backgrounds. Yeah, this one, the large blending brush is so good for backgrounds. I agree, but I feel again, I grab the minis more often than not. Okay, is there another color we want to bring in? Just trying to see. That's a nice color scheme we got going on. All right, I think I'll stick with that for now, and I can always grab more colors if I want. So I've got this one I'll use for the pool, and then I'll use this new one for the Mossy Meadow. Tracy, surprise motherhood. Bring him to your craft room and talk to him about what you're making. Better yet, sing to him. I sing to that kid all day. I think he thinks that life is a musical just because I do not stop singing, and I sing everything to him. Like while I'm changing his diaper, I'm singing. Of course, I sing folk songs with him. I sing songs that we play on Spotify together. And I think when he gets to a little bit older and realizes like, wait, people don't sing all day. Wait, my mom's a little weird that she just constantly sings. Yes, he will know early on that I am a little bit weird. The white on white is very elegant, Tracy. You're right. I agree. That's true. All right. So I'm going to just start with the mossy color. And I think I want every leaf to have a blend of Mossy Meadow and Pool. One thing I love about ink blending on die cuts is anything that is debossed, like the details of the veins here, just gets amplified when you ink blend. I really love that. Okay, so now the pool. So pretty. Ah, that like burst of color. I like where this is headed. Okay, so we're going to do that on all of these leaves. For some, it'll be more pool. Some will have more moss. But I'll do both. Maybe I'll do side by side here. So the pool on one side, moss on the other. Just trying to vary the colors since I'm only using 2 ink colors. If you wanted more variation, of course, you can go in with more ink tones. But I just want to keep my color palette in check. You know, we've got the purples and the volcano lake, and now we have the pool and the moss. So I don't want to add too many colors. Okay, I love how that's looking so far. These are very cheerful looking leaves. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to read some more of your comments that I may have missed. So let's see. Rebecca says, my 2-year-old loves my die cutting machine. I let her do the mini one on her own. And when I put in the plate, she helps crank me. Oh, that's so cute. I hope my son Logan wants to craft with me. I really do. I'm not going to force him to do it, but I will strongly encourage it. We'll see. If he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to, but I would love it. That would just make me so happy. Okay, so I'm going to make this one a little bit darker, again, just to add some more variation. So I'm just picking up some more ink and pressing down a little bit harder with my mini ink blending brush. I'm still keeping the tips a little bit lighter, just, again, more variation. Just give it some more extra interest. I think the hard part of this is going to be figuring out that arrangement for the little swag that I want to create. Okay, let's see what else I need. Amy says you need a little of the purple color too. Should we put some purple on the leaves? Would that be crazy? Or maybe I'll put like a strip of purple cardstock at the bottom. Or maybe I'll stamp my sentiment in purple. So many different decisions to make. Okay. So we're going through these fairly quickly. This one, I think I'll bring the pool up a little bit higher and then just do the moss on the edges. Annette is a speech pathologist. Talk, sing, explain. Their little sponges and singing and rhymes make a difference because speech is expressive and not monotone. Very, very true. So those of you who don't know, I am also a music teacher. And I am so excited that I get to do all the things with my son that I always hope that parents would do before they get to me in kindergarten as their music teacher. And it's just really, really fun. He loves music. He can watch me play piano for an hour. He's so interested. He just watches my fingers, and we got him his own cute little piano. And then sometimes he'll play on his piano while I play on my piano, and it's so much fun. We'll do like little duets together. He's 10 months old, so he's at a really fun age where he's just exploring a lot. And he's really funny. Tina's asking about the Obsidian Black re-inker. I'm not sure. Angel, do you have any info on when that might be back in stock? So if you do, go ahead and let Tina know. Okay, we're on to the last leaf here. Oh no, I forgot this one. Thought that was the last leaf. Okay, now the last leaf. Okay, and just bringing in both of the colors on this last guy. Okay, I think that looks good. All right, let me close these up. And I do want to quickly wipe down the sticky mat so that I don't forget to do it. Because I know what'll happen. Later I'll put a piece of cardstock on it and I'll wonder how it got so inky. These are really cute. Okay, and this I'll just wipe down with the same like wet chamois cloth that I use to clean my stamps. Okay, that looks good. Now let's figure out how this will be assembled. You also need to pick a sentiment. And I'm looking at my time. I've got 15 minutes left. I think we should be able to wrap this up in time. Miss Carrie's creation says work ran late, but she came in at the best part. Thank you. So you may have missed what our challenge is today. It is to create something inspired by the two emojis that I picked at the start of the live. So we had butterflies, but you can do any flying insect. And then there was a maple leaf. So you can also include leaves. So leaves and butterflies is the prompt. And figure out how these should go. I really don't know. Maybe I'll make the card going this way. Might look pretty if the leaves are just off to the side like that. I kind of like this. All right, so we'll put the leaves here. So instead of a swag, we're just kind of doing like a little corner element. Like maybe there's a tree right here. And then I'll put my sentiment like right over here. Should we do this? One flying away, one flying towards. That might be good. Okay, so let's pick out a sentiment, and I'm gonna go with, let's see, we have butterflies are nature's confetti. Fun. Embrace change like a butterfly, or sending you a flutter of joy. I think I'll do embrace change like a butterfly because I want a larger sentiment to fit in this space. Okay, let's mount this up. Then I'll ink it up in some obsidian ink and hold my breath and stamp the greeting. I do like to use the cutting and alignment mat just to make sure the card base or card panel is straight across. And then I use the lines in the acrylic block to try to keep everything straight. It's always hard when I'm filming or when I'm live because the camera is right where I would normally hover my head over to make sure I'm getting it straight. Okay, so there is our greeting. And I'm happy with how this is coming out. I just wish I had more contrast over here. You know, I'm trying to think if I should add some more darker blending to some of these leaves. And like before, I was like, you guys, you don't need to use more colors. You could just use two. And now I'm thinking like, maybe I should have used a third color. But I think I'll keep it for now. We'll see how it looks. I could always add some embellishments, maybe some darker enamel dots to just kind of deepen that area. And I did say I wanted to maybe add some purple. So let me see if I can find a piece of cardstock. Or do we want glitter cardstock? Maybe. Put that there. Just trying to see what might look best. And I'll just kind of put like a grounding stripe towards the bottom. I tend to do that a lot if I feel like I need some visual weight at the bottom of my card, just to kind of help bring the eye down. So, you know, your eye would start here and just be grounded down. So we'll see how this looks, and then maybe try what the glitter would look like. I'm a little worried that the glitter would be too flashy for the kind of whimsical, airy feeling that I have everywhere else. Oh, this looks good, the dark one. I like that. Okay, or do we want to try this? That could look cute. And then let's see what the glitter would look like. Oh, so pretty. But yeah, I think it's a little flashy for what I'm going for. I can't believe I'm saying that because I love glitter cardstock. Usually I want more flashiness, but you know, we spent time ink blending and using the markers on the butterflies. I don't want to take away from that with the glitter. So we'll use one of these. Let me just cut 2 strips and we'll compare and see which looks better. So this is from the Shades of Purple Gradient cardstock set. Okay, so just off to the side here, I'm grabbing my paper trimmer and I'll just slice a bit off. Sue likes the glitter. I know. I feel like I'm going against my true self by not doing the glitter, but I just do feel like not glitter would work better. Okay, so here's the darker. Here's the lighter. And of course the leaves will go over this. I think I like the darker. I think it helps again with that visual weight. So I will just use this one. I've got my glue tape. And just push these off to the side. And I'll use, again, the grid mat to keep everything just straight across like this. And now I just need to trim off that excess. Oh, I didn't hear my butterflies. I forgot. Okay. Amy says, do a white stripe with the ink that you use for blending so it matches. That would also work. However, we do have coordinating ink and markers and cardstock. So I'm usually pretty good with finding something that has a match, either exactly or a close enough match. All right, why am I putting my glue tape away? I want to use it. All right, so let's just start adhering some leaves, and we'll do the butterflies last, because I think I'm going to want to pop them up with some foam tape. It's just playing around with the placement of these. Someone says, was that grapevine? This is the Midnight Violet cardstock from the Shades of Purple Gradient set. And I'm not really pushing these down too hard right now, just because I want the option to shift them around or tuck in under other leaves underneath if needed. I think I'm going to do fewer leaves than I originally wanted. Again, just because I didn't have a lot of deeper colors to add a lot of contrast to this area. So I probably won't be using all the leaves. I'll just add a few like this. I think that'll look good. And then I have some extra leaves for a future project. I feel like this live should be called Stream of Consciousness with Jen, because you guys get my inner monologue. The inner monologue comes out during this live. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's see if I want to tuck in any more. Yeah, maybe one or two little guys in the back. No, I think I'm pretty happy with this. All right, let's press them down. And now I can grab foam tape. And we'll just adhere down the two butterflies, and then this card will be completed. Just cutting a few pieces here. And let's see where these should go. Just put a little piece there and one more right here. Okay. So yeah, I think I wanted this one here kind of among the leaves, maybe tucked behind. Yeah, maybe a little bit. And then this one here. And then I'll leave some white space over there. Okay, let's go for it. I'm seeing Angelique says Glitter Sisters. I don't know if you're replying to somebody else earlier who left a comment. I feel like I'm always just missing some of the comments that I need to get more context of what you guys are all talking about. Do I want that there? Look, I always question. I think I want it a little bit lower. Let's see, did I press that down too hard? No. Okay. So I think overlapping, again, will give me more dimension and depth here. And this one just kind of fluttering out from behind. Just coming up that way. Okay. So here is the completed card. Again, I might add some embellishments later on. We'll see. Next week, maybe I'll show you guys and we'll see if I added any more to this card. I'll call this a work in progress for now. I also want to take a little pen and just fill in that little part of a Y that I didn't quite think up. Well, that's been bothering me, but here is the card. So let me you guys back up. Oh, I actually see Ken has a question first. Yes, this butterfly is from the Stamp and Paint butterfly. So I drew the wings with the alcohol markers, with our artist markers, and then I stamped the body and fussy cut it out. All right, let me flip you back to the front and we can wrap this up. Okay. Glad you guys are still here. Since we are wrapping up, I always like to give a reminder, if you didn't share yet, share now, because if you share this video while we're live, you'll be entered to win a $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store. However, if you miss while we're live, you are ineligible for that. So please do that now. And today we had a really fun challenge, our Emoji Muse challenge. And the emojis were a maple leaf and a butterfly that were put in by you guys in the comments. So thank you to everybody who shared an emoji. And thank you especially to the two people that did the butterflies and the person who did the maple leaf, because that was what inspired today's project. And if you would like to join in this week's challenge and have an opportunity to win a $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store, in addition to the one I talked about previously, please make sure to share your project online on social media with hashtag Altenew Challenge Live. And I will check out your projects and we'll pick one to be featured next week. And maybe it'll be you. Again, your card doesn't have to be done. And I'm saying card, it could be anything, any project that you create, but make sure that it fulfills the prompt of the challenge. So leaves and flying insects and leaves. So again, I ended up using some different leaves from our zero waste die, and I have our paint and stamp butterflies to create this card. And another shout out and thank you to, I'm like looking off, if anytime I look off screen, I'm just looking at my notes. So I'm not forgetting about you guys. But to Sunshine Michelle, who won this week's prize from her lovely watercolor and enamel dot project that she shared with us on social media. So another shout out to you. Don't forget to make sure you email winner@altenew.com to make sure you can get set up with your prize. And Mary's saying, don't forget to hit thumbs up and subscribe if you don't already. Thank you for the reminder. Please do that. Please, I appreciate it. And I will be back next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time for another fun challenge with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you have a wonderful and crafty day. Bye.